Okay guys, we're going to go with one more here today. Been wanting to try my Edelweiss on this Buckingham throttle. The Edelweiss is a 11mm Stratos edge fall safe dynamic rope. Alright, so Mammut positioning rope. Just throw that over there. So what I did was, I don't have my harness slash saddle here. It's in my bag downstairs. I got a couple carabiners. These are Omega. Okay. What are these? UL classified, 30 KN each. Meets NFPA 1983, blah blah blah. Right? Meets NFPA, blah blah blah. Right. Anyway, so I wanted to go ahead and give this a go on here. We're going to pretend that I've got a ring in a tree here. Got my rope in there. And I got the Buckingham. This is the same kind of carabiner on the other side. Figure of 8 knot. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and clip in. Let's see here. I'm going to do this the other way. These holes on this throttle, like these big fat carabiners. They like them. Why do they like them? Because it's good because it keeps this carabiner oriented, doesn't let it side load, okay? So 11mm dynamic Edelweiss rope. I got it at MRS DDRT. I've got it set up in that mode. I'm leaning back. I'm not going to lean too hard because that's my banister, right? This is the antique house. So, leaning back, locked off, right? Now, if I want to go down, just pull down on the bird's beak, lean back, there she goes. Alright, this rope works very nicely in this device. Alright, tend my slack as I walk back in from my limb walk. Also, I found that the 11mm Mammut dynamic rope over there, that works well in this device. So take note, Buckingham, take note. These ropes work very well in this device. Alright? Notice I got the door open to this room. You can see all my junk in here. Here's a bull rope. Here's a bull rope. This is the big rope. The size of that sucker. That's a rope. That's a Yale rope. Got my tree climbers there. Alright. What you could do is you could set up. You could set yourself up a pulley here, you know. You just pull on that, and it pulls on the pulley, and that, you know, keeps you from doing all this number up here. Anyway. It's automatically self-locking. So I pull that in. It's like top rope climbing. DDRT is like top rope climbing in the climbing world. Like sport climbing world. Like you're climbing on a wall. Those indoor rock gyms, I've never been to one. But anyway, I've seen them. But if you really want to get good at rock climbing, you got to go out and you got to climb on real rock. You know, I used to do that. And my abilities were 5'8" to 5'10" Yosemite decimal system. Of course, that was old school. I don't know what they got now. That's what I used to climb. In boots, not fancy rubber shoes. You know, not with the sticky rubber. With combat boots. 5'8" to 5'10" combat boots. Alright. Automatically locks off. There we go. Nice. So, there's no creepage. Doesn't creep on you. Just sits there. Solid as a rock. So, when people talk about their device creeping on them, or I think that they're calling it something like setback, where the device is letting a little rope slip as when they want to really be locked off, you know, it's not allowing that on this rope. But yet, I pull that down, and the rope feeds nicely, and I've got, you know, a good purchase on that rope. Okay. Nice product. So this is the Buckingham throttle. I tried it out in the tree on the Bluewater Assaultline, which is an 11.5 millimeter Kernmantle static rope. Didn't want to run well. This is an 11 millimeter dynamic edge fall capable Stratos by Edelweiss. Excellent. Excellent handling capability, excellent safety. I'm highly recommending this rope for this device. And I highly recommend the Mammut 11 millimeter as well, dynamic, for this device. Clamps well, feeds well, excellent safety, Kernmantle ropes. You can't get better than that. You can't get better than those types of qualities, you know. So now, if you want to change ropes, if that's important to you, push that button. This part separates. Okay, that comes out. Go ahead and two piece here, two-stage mechanism. Push down and turn clockwise, and then this opens. Half the beak opens, and then you're going to go ahead and kind of lift up and pull like that, and it will come out of the device. The cams are there. The cams are replaceable if you need to. However, if you use the right rope in there, these cams should last you practically forever. To get it in there, just go ahead, put it in through the top of the cams, hold it, pull it there, it's in. Close this, it will automatically lock into position. You don't have to, you know, fiddle with it. It's locked into position. Go ahead and the bottom piece here, go ahead and get this sorted out. You want to go ahead and just put your rope in the groove right there between the bollard and the groove, and get that over the bottom cheek piece, and then just go ahead and push it together. It will lock into place here. You'll see the green. Green is go. Alright, locked in. Now you're on rope, self-belaying. You can't get better than that. Just can't. Very satisfied so far with the purchase of this throttle. I did get 25% off from Buckingham on this. Just a disclaimer up front. Wasn't what made me purchase it, because it was still expensive. Even 25% off, it was still expensive. It was still over $400. But it's a piece of life support equipment. I've had some of my life support equipment. I've had it for decades. You know, you get the good stuff, it lasts, right? There you go. There's a toss-up between this and the Petzl Zigzag. Not the Zigzag Swivel. I wouldn't own that one. The Zigzag with the 3 holes. There's a toss-up between this one and that one. But I have a lot of confidence in Buckingham's product, so I figure, well, it's new on the market, but they have a long history of safety equipment. They have a reputation. They're not going to throw junk on the market. I know that. So I like the way it looks. I like the looks of the akimbo as well. This looks similar to the akimbo that people were talking about, setback and creeping and of the rope and whatnot. I don't have time for nonsense. I got to get there. If I want it locked off in this position, I want it locked off in that position, and I don't want it creeping or moving on me. Got a chainsaw in your hand, you don't need to be thinking about whether your device is creeping or anything. You don't need to be thinking about that. You need to be thinking about the task at hand. You shouldn't have to think about your life support equipment. Right? Always inspect your equipment before each use, no matter if it's brand new or you've had it a long time. That's something you always ought to do. I put this piece on here. This is just a piece of junk paracord from the hardware store. This is not rated. It's only on here for visuals to show you guys. I've got some sterling 8mm cord coming in the mail to go on here. But what this is for is this is for your chest rig setup. So if you got this on the harness, right, waist harness, and then you want to put this on your chest rig, right? You want to put this on your chest rig, you know, and then it's there. It's there. But, you know, this is not uncomfortable at all. I mean, how much more do you want? I mean, this is just fantastic with this rope. I am wearing, shameless plug for London Bridge. They make my favorite belt. Okay, so this is a last resort belt, rigger's belt, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, what I like about the London Bridge belt, and I bought this, and they're not paying me anything or nothing. They don't even know me. But this belt does not have a metal D-ring. It has a eye sewn in, a special eye that you can attach into, and it's also covered in other nylon, heavy military nylon webbing as a protector, okay, from wear and tear, right? So, and then you just clip right into that eye. Okay. So there you go. Well, this video is over. And that's the Buckingham Throttle. I tried it with this L.V.I. Stratos, Mammut, also, both dynamic 11mm ropes. They both work fantastic in this device. I recommend those two ropes. Ropes that I have that I do not recommend. I do not recommend using the Bluewater Assaultline, which is also a Kernmantle rope, but it's a static rope. These are dynamic ropes. I do not recommend the Bluewater Assault Kernmantle static. I do not recommend that. I do not recommend the Samson Vortex Hot 12.7mm. I do not recommend this rope for use in this device. But those 11mm dynamics, they love it. You know, they love that device, and that device loves them. In that case, I love using these ropes with this device. So, yeah. Anyway, that Edelweiss is my main rope anyway, for safety. Hope that helps. Catch you later.